Hey, MiniGrinder here, and I just wanted to share with you a new product. It's not this. No, they're basing stamps that I've been playing with. Let's get a nice look at them. Yeah, looking pretty good. Let's get some lights on here. Get the studio going. So over the last month or so, I've been working on developing these, and I saw somebody else do it, and I said I gotta do this because I'm cheap. Uh-oh. It's time to make a movie. Okay, so where was I? So basing stamps. Last month I've been making these, or working on making them. They turned out great, and I just wanted to share them with you. As I was saying, I'm pretty cheap, so when I was looking at my options to purchase some basing stamps, they're much larger than these. These are not very big. They're 2x2s practically, as you can see on here. And they're just big enough to do small bases. But they're not huge. They don't take up a bunch of space. They're not expensive. I plan on selling each one of these things for, say, well, currently there will be discounted prices, $5 a piece. That's cheap as far as I'm concerned. For as much time as you can save, stamping these wonderful details onto your bases. Now, to stamp the stuff on the bases, I'm also going to be selling this putty. You can use any kind of putty you want to use, but the putty I use, I'll also be selling that, and I'll be showing you. So, what I want to show you guys is I'm going to dry brush these bases, just to show you how the details can pop out. Because right now it's just primered. And then I'm also going to show you how I stamp these bases using my brand that I've repackaged of Box of Money. It's the stuff I like to use. This stuff sets in about 5 minutes. Rock hard. So it's perfect. You throw it on say even a washer or even a standard base. It's great. It adds weight to the base. So if you have those hollow plastic bases, this adds weight to it. So it makes the miniature bottom heavy and less tipping. So yeah, pull some of this off, rub it up, throw it on your washer, stamp, and then you have a nice tavern floor, wooden floor. Basically, I got tired of modeling these every single time in under 5 minutes. So, yeah, that's where these things came from, and I know it's worth it to somebody out there for $5. I'm actually thinking about selling all three for 10. I think that sounds like a great deal. It's just me making these things, so hopefully I don't get too many orders. I don't think that's going to be a problem, though. But I just wanted to offer these to people in the internet world. And, okay, so let's get to it. So, basing. Eeny, meeny, miny. I was thinking of doing, let's do this one again. These are always fun. So I like using washers because they're metal, and if you have to pin the miniature down, it gives you some extra space in the middle to do so, depending on what you're pinning. But it gives you a nice rim around the outside. I also like using regular bases too. That's good stuff. So we're just gonna get ourselves a little bit of this putty, like so. You want to make sure that you get an even cross section of this stuff. It stores real easy. And we just knead this. Imagine it's a little tiny pizza dough. I'll tell you what, I make a killer pizza. You should stop by my page, MGStudio or MiniGrinder Studio, because occasionally I post pictures of my pizzas. Occasionally. I haven't in recent time, but maybe I will. Just ask, I'll do it. Okay, so once you can't tell the difference between the dark green and dark gray and light gray anymore, it's ready to be put on. Just apply directly, like so. You don't have much time to be fooling around with this stuff, so just get it on there. Remember, you have a little hole on this side, so that's gonna sort of, if you're using a washer or if you're using a slotted base. Okay. I want to get this as flat as possible because this is kind of a flat stamp. Okay. Here we go. Stamp. Now, because this dries so fast, you want to make sure that it doesn't bond to your stamp. So immediately pull it off. And what you have is a tavern floor. It's wonderful. Make sure you apply equal pressure. Yeah. And you will have great results almost every single time. And even so, I mean, even if you wanted to clean it up a little, it's no big task. I mean, it's better than, you know, modeling the whole thing or sculpting the whole thing. So you can chip away at this. That does become rock hard once it sets. So, options. Alrighty, so fantastic. Now, while this thing sets, just to show you how fast it sets, I'm going to go ahead and dry brush this guy and show you how wonderful they look. I think they look wonderful. I think they look wonderful. There we go. Some dark skin. And you know what I like to do sometimes when I get a little crazy. H-bone. I like a nice weathered looking wood. And get one of my El Cheapo brushes. Break it immediately. I told you it was cheap. One of my other cheapo brushes. I just like making a nice short brush to dry brush with. Okay. If you've never seen my videos, this is my palette that I use. Slowly painting an abstract painting on a piece of cardboard. So I'm just going to dry brush this on kind of thick. I want more brown in the nooks and crannies, basically. Okay. I want this layer to be kind of moist when I dry brush the next layer on. Just a little. Aged bone. These are Reaper brand paints that I'm using. They're great paints. They work. Right? Okay. This I want to be very dry. Not that dry. Pretty dry. Lightly dry brush. When I dry brush perpendicular to the grooves, typically. There we go. It amazes me that I've done this. I'm probably more excited about it than you are, but I mean that's why I just love doing this stuff, and I want to do it. I want to do more of it. So, depending on what kind of reception I get with this project, depends whether or not I'll launch a Kickstarter and produce more different styles, different genres, sci-fi basing, you know, different terrain types. It feels good to create things, and I invite you to do exactly what I did. Prototype your own. Do this. Make stuff with your hands. If I was being more careful, I wouldn't have to do this, but okay. Here we are. Come on. It'll zoom eventually. And then I'll get to cut all this out later. Not right now. God damn. There we go. Doesn't it look wonderful? It's so quick. It's so quick. And this epoxy putty is so quick that this is not quite rock hard yet. But it's getting there. You can actually still sculpt with it just a little bit. You'll know the stuff is working because it gets hot. It produces an exothermic reaction. Now over here I didn't stamp it as well. Gotta stamp it evenly. But there you go. Now this will be dry in just a couple more minutes or set. You can prime it, paint it. I mean, that's basing fast. You know what I mean? So go ahead and head over to my store, Big Dwarf Games. I will put these up for sale. They're made to order. Once I get too many orders, I'm basically going to turn off the ability to order them, catch up on those, and then I'll do more. So thank you for joining me, and thank you for your patronage. Bye.